How's it going, everybody? It's Colin. You're in for a special treat, a special episode of LTL Cockerel today because Jose's not here. He is at work today,
You can
so
be
everybody,
naughty.
exactly. We can do whatever we want. We
Yeah,
can do whatever we want today. I'm joined, of course, as you see everyone, by the lovely Queen Ellie. Ellie, how are you?
I'm,
This fine Wednesday. Today's Wednesday,
yeah,
right?
it is Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday all day. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm looking forward to the show, and I'm glad that Jose's not about to tell us off not to read the chat.
Exactly. No, just kidding. Jose, we miss you, buddy. Hope
We
work is
miss
going
you.
well today.
Mwah.
Hope it's going well.
We love
Uh,
Jose,
he's the
and
best.
he's a Spanish winner, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He can be happy about that result. Um,
Yeah,
Ellie, I'll have to actually ask you about that before we jump into anything.
yeah,
Was that heartbreaking for you?
yeah.
It was
It
so close to
was.
going to extra time. So close.
It was heartbreaking and frustrating and infuriating because you know those players can play a lot better than they did, and
Right.
only a few of them turned up. Harry Kane was substituted as normal. He didn't show up at all. He didn't even jump for the ball, for God's sake. You
No,
know,
he
there was no.
do you think he was injured? He looked injured to me. Like the whole entire tournament. He seemed off of it. I know that he
Yeah,
had a back injury that he got while being, while at Bayern, I
yeah,
think. And I think he played through it. I don't know. That's a very Harry Kane thing though, to play through
yeah.
injuries.
The
Um
moral, the moral of this story is that Harry Kane must stay fit. Don't play him Bayern Munich before a tournament. You have to rest him.
exactly. And he's man,
Yeah,
I think this upcoming World Cup might be his last chance to do something,
I know.
with this country.
Um,
You're saying?
maybe this one and maybe one more Euros, and that would be his bowing grace. But I think he'll probably win something with Bayern Munich this season. But it's not a foregone conclusion because Bayer Leverkusen are fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, they kind of came out of nowhere last season,
Yeah,
and I can't believe it. I'll go ahead and put this up. We're talking about trophies today. If you saw the
yeah,
thumbnail, that's kind of the main topic of today's
yeah,
show, and that was Ellie's idea. Ellie gave me all the ideas for that, so thank you, Ellie.
yeah. Because
But
I
we're
was
talking.
really bad with my legs yesterday, and today they're really bad as well, but they're not as bad.
I
But
apologize. That
they're
stinks.
swollen up quite bad. It looks like I'm like an elephant at the bottom.
No, no, stop it.
Honestly, I've got elephant trunks as legs. I'll have to sort it out, but there's nothing really they can do as such that I have to sort of stay calm, raise my legs, do a lot of walking, do some swimming, eat the right things. I've
Yeah,
reduced my weight by 1 stone 12 pound already.
nice.
Come on, Nelly. Keep on going. Another 2.5 stone to go. Right.
You
And
got
that'll
this. You
help my
got this.
legs as well. But this is not an Ellie medical show. This is about Spurs.
It is so. It is. It is. Speaking of Spurs, Spurs diehards. Taught until I die. Look, it's Adrian in the house
Come
saying
on,
good afternoon.
Adrian.
Yes, big up
Adrian.
Adrian. And then we
Yeah,
got Mark
Adrian.
Cousins in the house, saying
Woo!
big up to both of us. What's up,
Big
Mark?
Mod.
Hope
Yeah,
you're good.
come
Hope you're
on,
good, Marky
Coco.
Mark. Uh,
Yes.
Chip
The
Tan is
best.
in the house. Hey, Mr. Colin
Woo!
and the amazing Queen Ellie Hoybier Benson Corverner.
Woo!
Hope you're both well today. I'm great.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing good too, my friend.
Yeah,
Uh,
Champagne. I love him. What a man.
And the Marky Mark says trophies. This is going to be a short show then. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. And then Audio
Where are
Artisan is in the
they? Where
house.
are they?
Exactly. There's no trophy cabinet behind me. No trophy
No,
cabinet behind you. I don't. Yeah.
there's a lot of dust in it.
It needs cleaned. It needs cleaned
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sure. Audio Artisan is here too, though. Big up, dog. Good to have you here, my friend.
Video.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And Jose's not here. I can put some music on. Haha.
Jose, 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 Jose. Jose.
Jose doesn't enjoy the music, but I like having a little music
Yeah,
in the
it's
background.
nice to have a little background music. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. There we go. There we go.
You
That's
can
good stuff.
chill out to it, isn't it? Yeah.
That's good stuff. All right.
Come
And then
on.
so, oh my gosh, look who else here. Scott M. Said
Got
good morning,
air.
Colin and Elliot. Hope you're both doing well. I'm great, man.
Yes.
Hope you're well too, Scott. Good to see you, man. And
Mwah.
everybody,
I
as the
love
banner
Scott.
at the bottom says, be sure to be a good person today, guys. Everybody.
Yeah.
We're all doing it.
Ellie bring out her evil eye that I've been discussing with Colin.
Exactly.
This is the
Don't
one
make
that my daughter got me from my Ibiza. See,
that's
the evil eye, walled off the evil eyes.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Everybody needs one of those, I think.
We
Um,
do.
yeah, yeah. Oh, and one thing I wanted to say, just doing a little bit of housekeeping, guys. If you're here and you haven't already, consider becoming a member of the channel. Jose's got memberships now. I don't have the
Yes.
ability to pin the link to his YouTube, unfortunately, but there is the link right there. Um, YouTube.com/@LTLCockerel/join,
I'm
and
going to
you can
join
become a
because
member.
I joined through his through the YouTube and it didn't go through. So I'm going to do it
Weird.
on that. Yeah, he said it didn't register.
Hmm. Well,
But
everybody,
I'm
if
going
you
to
have any
join though.
problems, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll help you. I'll help you out later. We'll make sure we get it.
yeah, I'm going to be, yeah, and yours. I'm going to join yours as well.
You're
Just
awesome.
YouTube, but after that, they can all do one.
There you go. Yes, I appreciate you, Ellie. You're a
Not
good
really,
person.
people, not really.
No, no.
If you're nice to me, I might become a member.
See, there you go. No, Ellie, you're the
Yeah,
best. You're the best, Ellie. Uh, but let's just jump right into the topic of the show today.
yeah,
And we've got all kinds of people in the chat, which is what I love. You were talking about, we'll get some leaving outers. We might get some people that are kind of on the fence. So I hope we have a wide range of people here
yeah,
today, and I hope that everybody in the chat jumps in and kind of lets us know how you feel about this, where you're sitting. But yeah, Spurs. Why are
yeah,
we always left short? It's kind of the theme for today. Um,
yeah.
and we are. I mean, I can think of in my lifetime, cup finals, semifinals. We just never can quite make it past the last hurdle, and I wonder where the problem starts and ends, and what we do to fix it. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Ellie. I mean,
Mm.
you've been around longer than me, but you've seen
I
lately.
have.
You
A bit older than you.
just a bit,
Double
just a
your
bit,
age.
a couple of years. It's nothing too big.
About double. Give
Yeah.
or take a few years. We won't
But
mention
but
the few years.
hey, but um, yeah. I mean, so you've seen what I've
Yeah,
seen. You've seen it. You've seen us make cup finals. You've
yeah.
seen us make cup semifinals, and then just fall short. And I had another. Harry Kane was the talisman of our team for such a long
Yeah,
time. So many of the past years. And he just never seemed to perform in the big matches. Do you think that that's kind
no.
of a? Did you see that as well?
I
When
see that as Spurs as a whole. We sort of bottle it. We're calling Arsenal bottlers. We're blimmin' bottlers. Like
unfortunately, yeah,
we got to so many FA Cup semi-finals. I think it was 8 in total, and we bombed them all. And then the ones that we did get to the League Cup finals, we crashed out on those as well. Like Man United, we lost the penalties. Blackburn, we were disgraceful. We lost under Glenn Hoddle for the first season that Levy came in charge. And then we lost to Manchester City. We got dominated, apart from Lucas Moura, who was playing absolutely sublime. And then Ryan Mason decides to take him off. Ridiculous. Gave
Do you
us no
think? Do you think
chance.
Jose Mourinho would Jose Mourinho have won that match for us? Do you think?
Yes, he would have, because he's the ultimate tactician and he knows how to beat Pep Guardiola. And he would have set us up differently, and he would have had Gareth Bale on, right? And he would have done
Yeah,
lots of different things, right? Maybe not. He wouldn't have started Gareth Bale because he was out of favour, but he would have brought him on a lot earlier. And also, he would have, because like Ryan Mason played his mates, Harry Winks. That's
yeah,
his mate, and all Harry Winks offered was a back pass and a side pass. And he lost the ball quite often as well, because I was making a note, because Harry Winks, I do like him as a person. Yes,
yeah.
I
Local
love him
guy,
as a person. He's a nice boy, right? And I've met him once or twice.
Really, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a nice lad, right? I watched him when he was younger, and he was an attacking midfielder. And then when we got Ericsson, his role went into more of a defensive midfielder. And because Ericsson was better than him, so you couldn't blame Poch for reversing the roles. But what Poch didn't realise is that Harry Winks is he's not the type of player who can get you out of a pickle.
Yeah,
Nor is Soko. And like, we had so many other players that we could have bought that are better and would have progressed our club, Colin, and made us more competitive, and we would have got a few trophies over the line probably. I'm not saying we definitely would have, but it would have given us a better chance if we got better players in to replace the ones that we should have shipped out way before we shipped them out just recently. They've been at, like Eric Dyer, we only shipped him out last season,
Yeah, he
right?
was around far too long. Far too long.
Like Davis, you can give a take with him because he does give his all,
Puts in a
right?
shift occasionally. Yeah,
He
yeah. I
does a,
mean,
he does a shift, but he's not the player that will take you to the next level and
yeah,
win
he's not gonna
trophies.
push. He's not gonna push Destiny for a spot. He's not gonna take
No,
Destiny's
no,
spot on the
no.
left. And we need a player that can challenge. Yeah, exactly. Everybody on our team on the books, I think needs to be challenging for a first team spot.
Yes,
And be
100%.
able to take it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I found that every final that we had, especially the Champions League final, it was like we're cursed as a football club. How how could it be that Mane kicks the ball towards Sissoko? He's pointing to the defender to take his man, and then it hits him on the knee, and then hits him on the shoulder, and in those years, the shoulder was counted as handball. How unlucky are we? Then we've got our
yeah.
backs to the wall, right? And then that's another trophy down the pan. And that would
That
have
was
been a
that was a
lovely
bad day.
trophy. That
That
would
was a
have
bad.
counted for 10 trophies.
No kidding. I know. I was ready for Spurs to be on the map. I was ready
You
for
know,
because if we win an FA Cup or if we win a League Cup, people will just say, "Oh, you just won the cup.
yeah,
No big deal. That's not a big trophy. When are you going to win the league?" And having if we
I
had
know.
won the Champions League that day, I think I don't even
Yeah,
know what trajectory Spurs would be on right now. It would have changed everything.
I
It,
know.
it would have
And
really changed everything. So
yeah, it would
it's a
have.
shame. It's a shame.
Because we would
Yeah.
have, like Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld, they were in their prime at that Champions League final. And
Yeah.
neither of them really had the chance to perform because the team didn't click. We had 63% possession, though, that game, and we didn't do anything with it. I think
No.
we had one shot on target all game.
It was
The
bad.
same
It was
against
bad.
Man City as well, when Lo
Yeah.
Celso, one shot on target.
Lo Celso. Lo
Shameful.
Celso's your one shot on
What we
target too.
doing
That's
to
not a good sign.
ourselves?
How many goals did he score?
I
But
know.
yeah,
It's so
that Champions League final was
disappointing.
bad.
It's so disappointing. And I know Scott, he comes across as a negative man, but he only wants the best for Spurs,
He just wants to see
right?
Spurs win
He
some
does.
stuff.
He
Yeah.
wants us to compete and be relevant because we haven't been relevant for many, many, many years, right? In regards to winning trophies, because that's what you're in it to win it. You're not
Yeah.
in it just to compete and finish fourth. What's
No.
that going to get you? That's going to get you £50 million in the bank straight away.
Not in our pockets though. We're not going to see
Yeah,
any of that.
yeah, we're
So
not seeing any of it, and we've been so wasteful in the transfer market
we'll
as
get to
well.
that. Yes, we'll
Come
definitely get to that
on,
for today.
I'm not
Um,
going to go there yet because you're going to have that one in up your sleeve.
You got it. You know me.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so real quick, I want to get through some comments. We got some more people that have joined us too. Thank you, everybody. We'll be saying hi, of course.
yeah.
Scott though says the simplest answer is in the wording of the question. We are always left short in terms of players, either in quality, depth, or both. And that's something that you mentioned a second ago, Ellie, is that we don't have a ton of depth.
True. But one thing I would say, we've had some fabulous footballers. We
That is very
really
true.
have. You go,
Our first team's usually like top
you
notch.
think with all those footballers that we signed, the really good ones, like Ginola, Gaza, Bale, all these Modric, all Van der Vaart, you reel them off, right? And then you see one trophy and you think, why?
Yeah.
Why? When all these fabulous footballers, Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld, Hugo Lloris in his prime, absolutely stunning goalkeeper, right? And then we've got other people like up front, you've got Kane and Sonny, right? And then
Yeah.
before them, you had fabulous strikers as well, Defoe,
Gareth
King, you know,
Bale even. Yeah,
and you had Ledley King with one knee, and he was still better than every other defender in the league. Yet we
yeah.
only got one trophy over the line in 24 seasons. This is the 25th season. And you're thinking, have we got a curse on our club? Not just
And
Kane. Have we got a curse on our club? Has somebody got a voodoo doll somewhere? Because if they have, I want to visit them and take it off them.
no kidding. So real quick, while we're talking about voodoo, tell everybody about the eye that you
Oh
were
yeah,
showing me
the
real quick.
evil eye. Yeah, I've
Yes.
got this one. Shall I go and get the other one?
Sure. Yeah. Do it
Yeah,
if
I'll
you
go
don't
and
mind.
get the other one quickly.
Do
Just
it.
wait 1 second.
So
Yeah.
so everybody though, just so you know, there are Ellie has these awesome. Well, I'll let her describe, but these evil eyes, and I think the entire team, the entire everybody associated with Spurs, I think needs one of these, and I think that it'll hopefully help us break our curse. But real quick,
Yes.
Angelo Tyro's in the house. What is up, Angelo? He
And
said
the
he said
spiral.
he
I
said, is
think
that
it's
Levy asking that short question? Because if it is, the focus has been on infrastructure for a number of years. But
there it
yes,
is.
beautiful. Yeah, and
Evil eye. And
tell
on the
everybody what it
back,
does.
right, it wards off all evil spirits and all evil people against you, right? So people putting a curse on you, you can just put the evil eye and it will protect you. And it's a Mediterranean and Arabic and Eastern Bloc do it as well, like Turkey, all the Mediterranean have it. It's rife everywhere. If you go to Morocco as well, they have it. Yeah, Egypt.
I think the entire team needs one. Everybody associated with Spurs needs one
Yeah,
of those because, like you said, there's something going on. Some
yeah,
of the
there
teams that we've
is.
seen win trophies in this period of time where we've been barren and not won anything.
No,
Some small fries have won trophies in that time. So, um,
yeah, true.
but I
No,
want to say,
our only saving grace is that Arsenal haven't won anything. Because if they'd got
but
two
they've
league
won.
championships under their belt, which they could have really have done. When you think about it, they were only 2 points behind this time, and
Yeah,
I think they lost by 5 points the first time, and they were way ahead. And then
we would never have heard the end of that
they
ever.
actually bottled it, didn't they? They bottled it.
They did absolutely. Thank God though, thank God.
Thank
So
God for it.
yeah, but big up to Angelo, and then Scott M says under Poch we had quality but no depth. We had a good 11 but nobody on the bench. After Poch, the
Yeah.
quality declined. So under Jose and Conte, we lacked both quality and depth.
Mm.
Yeah, I could see that. There was, we weren't replacing players. I mean, that everybody knows
No,
that. Pochettino had to go those two
that's
transfer
the
windows
board's
with no
fault.
signings.
That's the
Definitely.
board's fault because they hold the purse strings, right?
Absolutely. And I
And all right,
refuse
they
to I
did
refuse to
spend,
believe that Poch supposedly the whole rumor they fed us was that Poch said no and that he didn't want any of the
yeah,
players they offered. Bull.
516
Bull.
days, was it? 516 days they didn't strengthen the squad, right? And
Yeah.
they kept also ran players who weren't going to make us win anything as such. Maybe we could have got to a final or two, right? Obviously, Eric Dyer. I'm talking about Eric Dyer in particular. He was one of the worst players in that period for us, making mistake after mistake after mistake. And then he goes to Bayern Munich and he's playing out of his skin. You
Yeah,
know?
no kidding. No kidding. What's the deal there? I wonder if maybe I don't watch a lot of Bayern Munich. So I don't know if
Yeah,
the line is, you know what I mean, if the defensive line sits further back, maybe I feel like that would suit Dyer. So maybe that is the case.
yeah.
Um but yeah, and then Angelo saying hi to you.
Fire.
Um yeah, and
Thinking my
then
proper Greek name.
yes, exactly. Love it. And then we got Daniel in the house. Big up, Daniel. He said
All
this
right,
lack of
Daniel.
concrete news about signings is getting worrying. Yeah. Everybody thought
Yeah.
that as soon as the Euros were over, as soon as Copa America was done, we'd be making some signings, and it has yet to
I
materialize.
hope
So
I hope I hope on the weekend and next week we get some news about like Fabrizio Romano. Come on, get your laptop out and put it on Tottenham Hotspur only. Don't forget about the rest of the clubs. We don't want to
right,
hear about them signing
no,
players.
we don't
Because
care. We don't even
Arsenal
want them.
signed Calafiori, haven't
They
they?
did? No way.
Yeah,
I've been away from the whole world for a couple of days, so I didn't even
yeah,
know
they
that.
signed him, and
God dang it! I knew we were
a
kind of we
fully
were kind of
fledged
looking at him.
winger. Yeah,
He's a wonderful defender, Ellie. That
yeah,
sucks.
he's a very good player. But the thing
That
is,
really really
I think
stinks.
they need a striker more than a defender.
They have good defenders already. Saliba,
I know.
Gabriel. Yeah, they've got good defenders. So,
Mm,
but it never hurts to add another really really good quality player to your team in any
true.
position. So, I
Very
mean,
true.
as much as it sucks to say, good for them, I guess. They're,
Yeah.
they're doing stuff.
Well, I
Um,
wouldn't say good for them. I'll say no. I'm not going to give Arsenal any
uh oh.
credit.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I'm
But
not going to
but
give
I
them
wish it
any
had been us.
credit.
I will say, I wish it had been us. Um,
Yeah. But the thing is, we got to sign some players. Obviously, we have to.
we
If it's
have to.
Ivan Tony, I think that would be a very good addition. Even
I
though he's
agree.
got baggage, you've got to give people a chance,
Yeah, we
right?
had we had we
He's
had
made a
Adebayor on our
mistake in
team for God's
life.
sakes.
He's made a big mistake in life, and he's paid his dues. He's played 8 months. He's at banned from football, so he's going to come back with a. I think it would be great to sign him because he's going to come back with something to prove. And I know they say, well, he came back for Brentford and only scored 2 goals, but I think because Brentford are not such a good challenging team, he probably thought, well, my goals won't make much difference to our league position, really. So I
Yeah,
think he didn't really push himself. But he
his heart
scored,
his heart didn't seem
at
in it in
right
second
lane,
half.
didn't he?
Yeah,
He,
that's
he
true.
played particularly well at Arsenal and he done a really brilliant shot from the halfway line and nearly caught their goalie Ramsdale napping, right? And he played really well that game. But you know who I want to get? I want to get the other guys, Mabumu and Vissa. I think they're fabulous footballers, both
Can I
of
be?
them.
I have to be embarrassing and say that I don't know who either of those guys are.
Right,
I'm googling right
well, they
now.
play for Brentford. Mbumu's the French guy. He's 24
Oh,
years
okay.
old.
Yeah.
He's fast as anything. He scored a brilliant goal against Chelsea when they beat them 2-0. He scored 2 goals against us at White Hart Lane. And I'm telling you, this guy can play football. He's so talented. And Vissa reminds me of Garth Crooks. And that's a compliment because
Definitely a
Garth
compliment.
Brooks was
Yeah.
a very good striker with him and Steve Archibald in the 80s. They were fabulous. So I would like to sign them more than Ivan Toney because they're 2 wingers and Vissa can play like a midfield sort of false nine role as well.
They
So
sound
he's
like goal scoring
very
wingers too, which
versatile.
is what. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like the goal scoring wingers. We definitely have a lack of those for sure.
Yeah, we need.
So
We need. He scored 15 goals not last season, the season before from the wing.
Jesus Christ,
Fabulous.
that's incredible. That's an
That's like
incredible stat.
that's nearly as much as a striker scores because a normal striker scores between 20 and
20.
25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and he
Wow.
assisted a lot as well. So I think he'll be a fabulous addition. If we can prize him away, he's only 24. He's French. He's fast. He's strong, physical, presses well. He's got the whole attributes, the boy. He was injured for a little while last season, but he came back with a vengeance, more so than Ivan Toney. But you know what? Let's have all three. Let's be
There you go.
greedy.
Let's just raid Brentford and take them all. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Um, real quick, Mark was talking about. We were talking about the Champions League final. Mark said if we had won, he would have needed a new liver. I was drinking heavily that day, and I
Yeah.
cried. I cried
Oh
a
no.
lot after we lost. But
Yeah.
it was the alcohol. I don't usually cry that much.
I was
Uh,
sort of numb. I was really numb, and I thought we got there, and that after that semi-final, you're in a cloud nine. You're
for
euphoric.
weeks because there's that big
Yeah,
period of
like
time between
weeks.
the semis and
Yeah,
the final. So yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the final was on the 4th of June or the 1st of June, if I remember. I know it was in June because my daughter's boyfriend was round and he was watching it with us, and I called him a bock because we lost.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I put the evil eye on him.
There you go. Exactly. You got him. You got
Yeah.
him. Yeah. That was like you said. The buildup was amazing. I really truly
Well,
thought we were going to win. I was like, we've made it this far. The boys are going to do it. And then, like you said, that handball, everything turned
yeah.
kind of bleak afterwards.
I
But let's get.
remember I remember what the Irish Hotspur Dave Harris said to me. He said that his dad said, "We're on such a high, and we're not coming down to a normal level, and we're too hyper, and we're going to bomb the final
Yeah.
because we're too much emotion, too much emotion, right?" And I really do believe that because they went on the pitch, and it was like, we're here, but we're not going to do nothing about it. We're just
Yeah.
so in the moment of being in
It's
the
like
final
making
that
it
we
there
forgot
was
the
enough
ball.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like they were just focused on making it there. Exactly.
we had
It,
fabulous players who could have turned it on, like Ericsson and Delhi.
Uh,
Lucas
and
Moura
and we
off
could
the
and we
bench.
could get. Lucas Moore probably should have started
Yeah,
if I'm being honest, but
yeah, he should have scored. He scuffed his shot, didn't he?
he did. He did.
Yeah,
I wish he would have started though and Kane come off the bench, but anyway, we could
yes,
we
that
could
would
talk
have
about
been.
that forever.
Yeah,
You
that would have
know,
been so much better.
It really
honestly.
truly would have, and I think in the final for England the other day, it would have been better if Kane had come off the bench as well. But still,
Yeah,
I'm
true.
not I'm not a manager, so I can't say that with.
I think I'm going to
For,
make you a manager. I'll put the evil eye in Gareth Southgate.
he stepped down or lost his job or whatever, so they
he's,
need a new.
he's resigned now, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm free. I don't have a job right now. I mean, I do, but so Audio Artisan though says we're a comfort zone. Players don't want to leave, even if they're not playing. Most players will be taking a big pay cut if they do leave. So when you buy crap, it's almost impossible to sell them on.
Yeah.
That is a
Very
big
true.
definite truth.
Very,
Yeah,
very true.
yeah.
Very well said, Audio.
He's a good dude. He always knows what's up. Audio
Yeah.
Artisan, love you, buddy.
That's a brilliant comment.
And then Tom 81, whose name I don't see often. Big up Tom. Lack of
Oh, Tom.
quality squad depth has always been the club's downfall. The owners just never push it that little further. The owners just fail the club over and over again. Nothing will ever change with Enid.
Yeah,
Uh, so
I
yeah,
agree.
and that's a good time for me to bring this up. I so, and we're going to get through the rest of the comments, of course. But while we're doing that, I want you guys to think about this. Do you believe that Levy has stepped back to allow others to make the footballing decisions? You know, we got in, Scott Munn, we got in
Yeah.
Longa, we've got Paratici still at the club, doing his thing,
Yeah, he's
whatever his role
cooking.
is.
He's
Exactly.
cooking at Juventus.
He's doing something.
He's
We're looking
probably
at
got
Italian
a
players.
seat on their board, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And so yeah, guys, just if you think, what do you think about that? Do you think that that Levy has stepped back to allow others to make the footballing decisions? And I'll ask you that, Ellie. And while I do that, I'm going to get through some comments as well. But do
Yeah.
you think so? Do you think that we're
No,
going to see?
never in a month of Sundays. He is a control freak. He is. He loves being in charge, and he doesn't like passing the reins down. Even though he has like cosmetically passed them down, he still will be there in the background telling them what to do. Because remember, he's I think he owns 29% shares, and I think the rest of the shares are owned by Mr. Fraudulent on the yacht.
Joe Lewis
Joe
himself.
Lewis,
Yeah.
yeah, with the £5 million fine that he can afford. It's like one
Yeah,
politician.
he doesn't even blink at that. He's just like, okay,
Yeah.
here you go,
I'm
5
going to
million.
hit at all of them today. Right, so basically, I just don't believe that he would take his leave of absence and let everybody else run the show, because that's not his style. He's a very, very hands-on chairman who wants to be in the thick of the action. And I don't believe that he will ever give up the reins. While he's there, he'll want to be the number one man making the decisions. He'll get advice, don't get me wrong. He will get advice, and the men he's put in charge of the analytic data, what's it called? Analytic data.
Yeah, those.
The analytic data to see what players they want to get in.
Yeah.
Right, I think he will let them take charge of that. But as soon as they recommend the player and it's out of his pocket
Price range,
of wages, everything like that, he's going to say, no, you can't have him, but you can have him. You can't have him, but you can have him.
Yeah, I've got this guy, an alternative for you. He's basically the same player. He's almost as good. Just look at this guy.
He will be instigating that. He will, because that's the way Daniel Levy operates. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think you're right, unfortunately.
It's a shame, because the other gentlemen who are going to recommend, and they're going to do a lot of hard work getting those players, versed up in what the Spurs style is and why you're going to come to Spurs, what you will get if you come to Spurs, and then they'll meet Postecoglou, and then the time when you're going to sign, right? Because they might even call Postecoglou, might even call them. Right, and see where they're at, their character. He might make a little meeting with them, and then it'll all go to pot, because Levy will say, oh, we can't afford him. You can't have him. So I know that 100% that will happen. But not all the time. There will be one player that he will agree, and everybody will be happy, like when we'll make a statement signing, maybe like Eze. Yeah,
Yeah, and I hate to say this because of how it turned out, but like in Ndombele, maybe when we picked him up, he was a
yeah.
statement signing. He was.
Well, Poch
Um,
wanted him, like everybody keeps on telling me. I have to speak to Poch about that. When I next meet him, I'm going to make sure I can bump into him somewhere. He won't
did,
be
did you
around Chelsea, just put it that way.
say? Did you really want to sign? Did you really want to sign Tony at Ndombele?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
ask him.
ask him
Ask him next time
straight
you see him.
because you hear
Yeah.
the rumours. Like you hear lots of rumours. Like I heard a rumour that Werner was presented to Postecoglou, right? And he didn't particularly want him, but the club said, "Well, we're going to pay him 165 grand. We're only got him on loan, and he'll fill a gap."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't particularly think Werner is a good signing either on loan. He's not a bad player.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not an awful player, but he's not what we want to progress us. And if we're gonna want depth in our squad, we need better than him.
Absolutely. I,
Yeah,
I, I fully agree.
we do. If we want to be number one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've been a guy that has kind of defended that signing in the past, but you're right. It's not the type that's going to push us to like a league title or anything like that. For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Tom though says Levy will never step back. He still pulls all the strings. Always has. Always will. I kind
yeah,
of am,
I
I'm in
agree.
agreement with you, Tom. And Brian says the same thing. Levy is still
Yeah,
involved. Mark Cousins, Levy cannot help himself but to get involved to try and save
yeah,
a few pounds. Scott, and then Jim Tan says, Longa, Munn, and all of the new people Levy brought in is just a barrier or wall to protect himself and keep the evil eye off of him. There were some comments above about the evil eye. I got to get back to.
yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what it is, right? As well, what I'd like to add to the comment.
Yeah.
Right, so Levy, right? He's got a set budget, right? He knows that he can spend that money. So what he'll do, he'll factor in the wages as well, obviously, right? And then he'll give the budget to the people, and then he won't keep to his word, right? Because
Mm,
like if it's £5 million difference, like it's just 5 million or 6 million. Because I heard yesterday that somebody said it's transfers are not that easy, but other clubs find it easy,
yeah.
and we've
Smaller
got to
clubs
make
than
it
us, clubs with less
attractive to
money.
come to us. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like Tottenham Hotspur's got a very good name in football, right? We haven't won trophies, like just one in 24. So we've got to work extra hard. So our commercial department and they've got to be really working hard to make us um, a very attractive club to join. Yeah,
Exactly.
uh,
And I think they're trying that with Postecoglou and with him,
yeah.
him and talking
Oh,
to the individual players and trying to
yeah.
get them in. But yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Mm,
there's things they have to do since we don't have the allure of the trophies. We don't have the, that type of pull.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we got to get players interested in a project, which is hard to
yeah,
do. Not everybody wants to become part of a project and have to, some
yeah.
people want to just jump
But
into it, something that's already done.
those players, they don't care that we done the double. They don't care that we're the first club that won the FA Cup as a non-league club. They don't even know that,
Yeah,
right? So when we're selling the club, I think we should say that. We should say about our history and how proud our history is, and that we were the first English club to win in Europe. You
yeah,
know, there's so many good things that Spurs have achieved in their history. You know, and make it attractive for the players, even if they don't care, right? Say, look, this is where we want to go back to. We want to get back to these days. We don't want
yeah.
to be this club that's seen as trophyless, and you're here to help us. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I
Yeah.
just want to say hey to Vindaloo. I didn't say hey to Vindaloo yet.
Hello.
Vindaloo's in the house. Big up. All he says,
Mm,
big up yourself. He also says our transfer window looks interesting. I don't think it looks nearly interesting enough,
no.
Vindaloo. I don't think so. Um, and then we got Gus Parker saying, big up Gus, by the way, saying
Mm,
Levy won't step back. He's here to do a job, and he's doing it. It was and will never be about football. Levy was brought to oversee a gentrification
yeah.
project of N17 with NFL/events at the center.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
And
that's a
that's
bleak
what he's
that's a
good
bleak
at.
picture.
He's
That's a bleak picture.
fantastic at it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
but it's
You can't fault Levy for making us a relevant club on the business side, but on the football side, he's declined us.
yeah,
Yeah, and
fully
and
agree.
what he all right, he spent money, but he hasn't. He's taken his eye off the ball with the people that were recruiting, and they weren't doing their due diligence on the players. But now, if they've got this right and they're doing the due diligence, the character of the player is very important as well.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
huge, huge.
how
Yeah,
many injuries he's had. You know, what is he like? Is he good in the dressing room? All these things matter. You know, because he could come in and disrupt the whole caboodle and make our club go right down like Nod and Belly done.
yeah, absolutely. We did a good thing getting
Yeah,
him out of there. I think you're right. It was just bad all around. But
yeah.
yeah, fully agree. And I hope, I know that Levy's still going to be involved. I know that he's still going to have his hand in things. But hopefully these other guys, Longa, Munn, Paratici, hopefully they can influence him enough that we get some good things done. We have been spending money in past transfer windows. It's something that can't be denied, even
Yeah.
though it's not on exactly the players that we would want, or maybe how many we would want. We have been spending money, so they're like, it seems like there is money to spend. But
You know what's ironic, Colin, right? We got all of Aston Villa's staff, right? We poached them all,
yeah,
and they finished fourth ahead of us.
no kidding. I
It's quite
honestly,
ironic, isn't it, that they get the Champions League spot and we're left in fifth place in the Europa League. So we're going to be
yeah,
hearing da 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 da.
I don't mind the Europa League music. I mean, it's not the Champions
If
League.
we win it, if we win
Yeah,
the Europa League, it's an entry into the Champions League.
exactly, and
Yeah,
it's a
so
trophy. It's a trophy, and
can't stop
we're
it.
so
It can
we're
be.
so starved for trophies. I think that the
I
Europa League
know.
is something
I
on
know.
paper we should be able to win. We should be able to win it. But
On
again, we
paper,
got to remember we also dropped out of the Europa Conference League,
yeah,
so we got to remember we
they
couldn't
chucked
even
us out.
yeah we couldn't even win that. So
I
yeah,
know.
we got
They
to keep that
banned
in
us
mind.
from it, didn't they? They chucked us out because
Wait, they
we were
did?
supposed to play, and
Oh
we
yeah,
pulled the COVID card, didn't we?
yeah. That was a weird
Yeah,
year. That was a weird year. For everybody. Glad we all made it through that, guys. Glad we're all here.
I
Um,
know.
but
Shame.
Scott, definitely. Shame that Gareth Bale didn't get to play in front of all the fans.
I
Think about how
know.
that would have been. That would have
Oh
been
my
amazing.
God.
You would have
I
been there. You
know.
would have got to see him.
I
Um,
know. I love Gareth Bale. He was at the Euro final. I don't know if you saw him. He was in
I
the
didn't.
crowd. Yeah, he was in the
No, but
crowd. They
I like
flashed on him.
I like that he still likes football, even though he
Oh, yeah. I think golf is probably his sport
number one.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He'll play that a lot longer. His body will allow it for sure.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, Scott's saying that you're right that we're gonna sign Eze, but not the striker and not the six that we need. And
I
that's
know.
exactly and we'll be excited by the one signing and forget about the other needs. He said we're so starved for
Yeah,
quality, we get excited about what little we get, and that's, I mean,
I know.
it's hard to argue against. I really, every time this happens, I say, well, hopefully this every time this comes up, I say, hopefully this season will be different. Hopefully, this
Mm,
transfer window will actually get the players we need. But
I know.
we all see that nothing really is going on
The
in the
thing is,
transfer.
if we do get Eze and we've got Madison,
Hmm.
right? They're two similar players, but I think Eze can play on the wings as well. Like he can play just off of midfield, like an inverted midfielder,
Yeah,
stroke wing back. So he can play that role because he's played it for Crystal Palace and he's been very successful at it. And
yeah,
he's an exceptional talent. He's so calm, cool, calm, and collected. I watched him when he was at QPR because my husband's a big QPR fan. So I watched him and I loved him at QPR. And I thought, this boy, I wanted to sign him, and Crystal Palace snapped him up. And they've
yeah,
had him for 3 seasons, haven't they? So you'd think a bigger club would have come into it for him way before, but they
yeah,
didn't. So I think it's because he had an injury, quite a long injury. I think it was 10 months he was off.
yeah.
And then everything went quiet on him. But then he had a very good season last season. So he's put his profile out there again. And let's get him, for God's sake, Spurs. Sign him, for God's sake.
Exactly. Having a player that could spell
I
Madison when
know.
Madison's not doing well, having a player that could play alongside Madison when we're playing an ultra defensive team that we're really gonna have to break
Yeah.
down. There's so many it changes everything. One player changes a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. That's awesome. And we need to bring him
True.
in.
And
he
Maddison, he
allows us
would
to be more
like
creative.
Eze because he's got another creative in the team to look for, right? Whereas now, right, what he's doing is he's in that gap where Udogi occupies as well. The
Hmm.
Udogi comes into his space, right, and then he's thinking, I'm going to drop down to the back so I can get the ball because Udogi's taking my area. Because Udogi joins the attack so many times, and that's where Maddison plays on the left. So I'm thinking Madison's probably getting frustrated at it.
I would be. I would be for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. So
yeah,
yeah, another creative player would be great for Madison. You're right; they'll play off each other because right now he's the only
yeah.
really creative player on the
Like
pitch
Denny
for
and
us.
Ericsson did. Yeah, they were brilliant
Exactly.
together.
I've wondered why we never. And I mean, it's a different manager, of course, but you know how Potts used to play Ericsson on the wing, and he
Yeah,
would kind of drift in. He would kind of drift into
yeah,
towards the center. I think that Madison could play that role really well. I know
yeah,
that it's not the way that our wingers really
100%.
play, but changing some things up, I don't think will hurt anything. Maybe we'll see that. That would be really cool.
That would be
Um,
cool. Yeah, I
yeah.
look forward to that if that happens.
Me too. I
Because
just want to see some variation. I know that
yeah,
the man's not going to change his tactics completely. He's not going to change the way he's done it for years, but
I
seeing
know.
some variation would be nice.
It's because it worked for him, right? But he didn't have the personnel. Like he
Exactly.
inherited the team. He only had a few additions of his own,
Yeah.
and then he got Werner, and then the season went okay. I mean, fifth from the way we started, fifth was a bit of a
No kidding.
disappointing
Yeah.
thing.
We that undefeated period was
Yeah, it's
yeah, it
eight
got
eight
everybody's
wins
hopes
and
up.
two draws, a Premiership record. Nobody else has done that in the entire Premiership record. Right,
Wow.
so we had something to build on, and then that Chelsea game came along, and then it all went to sort of pot. Not all of it, but we did recover, and then the end was really atrocious. I
Yeah.
think five losses out of six in the end.
Yeah.
Like
It was
the
tough.
team
It was
took
tough.
their foot off the gas, didn't they?
What happened after that Chelsea match? I mean,
I
obviously
know.
we had some injuries, we had some suspensions, so the team
Yeah,
harmony was kind of thrown off. So I get that, but
yeah.
man, talk about
Um,
a decrease in performance and output. It was awful.
I
Um,
know.
uh, Ilmatic saying that Euro is right now at United undergoing a medical deal to be announced
Euro.
soon.
Hmm.
I don't know who that is either. I'm just totally honest. One thing I'll never do, I promise you guys, is pretend I know something I don't know about.
No, I don't
Um,
know Euro either.
yeah. So tell
But
Ilmatic,
he
can you
might.
tell us about him?
He sounds like a Japanese player, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
He
It's a
sounds
cool
like a
name.
Japanese name.
Cool name.
Let us
Whoever it is.
know. Let us know, Ilmatic, how old he is, where he plays, what position. I mean, tell us a little bit about him so we can get familiar with him.
Yeah, we would really appreciate that, man. Also, we've got in the house Leo, Mile High Hotspur, saying, "Hope all the
Hey,
homies are well. Much
Leo,
love.
Leo.
Big up, Leo." Boop. And then who else we got? Oh, Mark Cousins, yeah, pointing out something here. We could have had Grealish. Levy wouldn't pay.
Yeah,
Could have had Bruno Fernandez. Ended up with Jetson Fernandez. Sold Berbatov, got a Man U youngster. There's a common theme here. Sold Harry Kane. Who the fuck did we get? Sorry about my language. But we bought Harry Kane, and who did we get? So yeah, I fully agree with this. We could. You want to go back a little further? We could have had João Moutinho. Um,
yeah.
which would have
I
been
know
which
that
which
would
would
have
have
been
been a
fabulous. In his
wonderful
prime.
addition. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Him
we
and
really needed him.
Ericsson, bloody hell, we would have been cooking. Because
Absolutely,
that's why I want
he
to
would have
get
been the
Eze as
Dembele
well.
replacement we needed because I know
Yeah.
he's not the same player as Dembele, but he could hold on to the ball. He recycled play.
We need players who can score, right?
Yeah,
So that Mbumo can score, right? Visa can score, right? He's in. Remember, they're in a lesser team, right? They've got lesser players around them, and they're still scoring. So
yeah,
when they come
very
to a
true.
better club like Spurs, and we've got Porro feeding them, we've got Madison feeding them, because Porro's got a very good pass on him.
Yeah,
You know,
very
he's
true.
got a very
Yeah.
good cross on him as well. And then we can use Johnson as a super sub. Yeah. Or if he
Where
starts,
how he should have been used, I think the whole time.
yeah,
Obviously, injuries played into that. We were forced to maybe line up a little bit differently because at the
yeah.
beginning Perisic was playing, Perisic was getting
I
minutes, but then
know.
the injury, of course, and
Then
I
he
think
gets the
that
ACL injury.
yeah,
Yeah. So
season ender right there. So
yeah. and then Maddison gets injured at that Chelsea game as well. So he's out till February when he returned. And then when he returned, he couldn't
Wasn't the
recover his
same.
form. It
Yeah,
wasn't the
I'm not
same.
sure he was ready. I think he came back a little early, maybe, to be honest.
Yeah,
But who's
I
to
think
say?
so as well.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Um, Look, oh, sorry, Gus Parker, big up Gus, saying the Levy won't step back. He's there to do a job. It will never be about football. Oh yeah, I think we already read this, but
Yeah,
yeah, Gus,
yeah.
yeah,
That's all
big
right. We
big up.
can read it twice. We're
It's a good
drumming
one.
it in.
It's very true, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
it is very
yeah,
true. Very good statement there. Brilliant.
big up
Ex-
Gus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
man.
up, Russ. Come on.
Uh, and then look at this. Jesse's here from
Yeah,
JSY
come
Talk Football
on.
Fan Channel. She says, "Smash the likes up,
Leeds
everybody." Yeah,
United. Thank
please
you
do
for
that.
giving us Archie Gray, Jesse.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
Jesse! If you
We
remember, I've
appreciate it.
wanted him for
Mwah. To
so
Leeds
long.
United. What
Yeah,
a great player.
I'm
And he
so
comes
sorry.
from a fabulous family.
And I'm so
Brilliant.
sorry we took him. I actually feel kind of bad.
I know.
But
Sorry. It's
yeah,
like when Eric Cantona went to Manchester United. All right, he was more established than Archie Gray. But Archie Gray, I'm telling you, boys and girls,
he's amazing. No,
he's
we really,
absolutely an amazing player.
I fully
And
agree.
the way he spins on his sixpence and gets away from his marker, he
Dem-
leaves them for dead.
I always
He
compare
leaves them
people to
for dead.
Dembele, but it's because Dembele is the best player I've ever seen at being able to beat a
Finish.
press or have
Yeah,
players, and whenever I see shades of that in another player, I always am quick to say, oh, that reminds me of Dembele.
yeah,
But it's just because Dembele is like to me, it's like the bar, like the best
yeah,
possible, you know what I mean, at beating a
yeah.
player, at getting
I
past a
agree.
defender, and so yeah,
And
if I
he's so
compare somebody to
strong.
them,
I mean,
yeah,
Archie Gray will get bigger in time. He's only
he's
18.
he's
He's
also
going to
he's
bulk
also
up, but
yeah,
he's not. He's 6'2", I believe.
he's
Right. So,
deceptively strong
so
already. Like he's stronger
yeah.
than he looks. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
because slimmer players can be strong as well. But I think as he develops, when he gets to 21, you're going to see the finished article with him because he's going to be playing with Maddison, who's an absolutely brilliant footballer. And if we get Eze as well, he's going to learn so much, you know. So I'm
yeah,
looking forward to seeing Archie Gray in the first team. I think he will be a first teamer,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
And he's been impressing in training as well. So I'm really grateful to Leeds United for giving him to us.
I don't think
Thank
it'll
you
take
very
long
much.
before he's in the first team, like at all. I
I
think
think
that
he'll
he's
be a first teamer.
yeah,
I think this season he'll have to win his stripes when he gets his chance. Right, if he doesn't start the game, if he comes off the bench, for example, he'll show what he's all about. And like when Bentancur signed and he done that double pivot and he like
yes.
left his marker for dead,
And everyone
right?
was like, "All right, he's good. He could stay. Yeah,
Yeah, like
we'll
I
keep him."
see Archie Gray does it all the time. He leaves his markers for dead, like
Yeah,
they're not there. So
he's
I'm
got a
really excited.
great footballing brain on that kid for sure.
Yeah,
And
his dad was a
I think
fabulous footballer as well.
I
His
and
dad played for Leeds United, Eddie
and
Gray,
I think his grandfather, I think as
and
well,
his
if I'm not mistaken.
grandfather. Yeah, that's true.
That's
Right,
insane.
I can't
I'm
remember
kind of
his
surprised.
grandfather's name.
I'm sort of
I can't,
surprised he left with all that in mind, with all of that family history. I'm kind of
Jesse, if
surprised
you're
he
in the
left.
chat, let us know his grandfather's name as well. If you're still in
Yes,
the chat.
please do. Please do.
Yeah.
Um, and then so Tom says that he thinks Eze's injury problems might have put off most of the big clubs. That's interesting. I hope that, he can remain injury free with us. I don't think it's been that many, but maybe. I've only been
He's had
following
one
him super closely.
injury for 10 months because it was a bad one. He was out for 10
Yeah.
months. But when he came back, he was very impressive. And he's got over it now. So give the boy a chance. If we sign him, it's going to be such a monumental day because my husband's QPR as well. So he'll love Spurs even more if we get his
Yes.
name.
We need to bring him over to the Spurs side, Ellie.
Yeah.
Yes. Good stuff. And then Gus says every year the stadium narrative was competing with the best. We were at White Hart Lane under Harry and home of the Champions League.
Yeah.
5th in the league with second-rate squad. Yeah. Hopefully we can do a major overhaul this summer, but we're running out of time, Gus. We're running out of time.
But Postecoglou's second season, Colin, and everybody in the chat, it's always successful.
That's true.
Yeah.
He does have a track record of that. Yeah.
Come
for
on.
sure. Takes him a season to kind of get to know what he's got, get things
Yeah.
going, get everybody on the right page, make some time.
And I
Absolutely.
don't think Pep won in his first season either, I believe.
Oh no, and I am by myself, guys. Ellie is right here. Yay. Okay, perfect. Let's add her back. Ellie's back. Hey, for a second I was like, oh no, I got to do this alone. I'm much better. I'm much better with a person to bounce stuff off of.
Are we gonna do keep on West Ham?
We could. I have to whip one up
Uh,
really quick, but that's no problem. I could do
yeah, I
that.
love that. I love that. Do you know what? I've really missed it. I got the West Ham jitters.
Oh no. Well, yeah, we'll have to get you hooked up then. Um,
Yeah.
so guys, real quick though, and I want to get through some more comments too because there's a lot of them. Let me see where I'm at here. Shimtan doesn't want to hear the word inverted anymore this season.
I
We'll
think we
see.
are confused.
Unfortunately, I think you're gonna. Um,
I know what
Tom,
you mean.
yeah, it's man.
We're not going to mention it again. We
We'll
promise.
try. We'll try. Uh, Tom says that Matters though needs to play behind the striker to unlock the defense. He's the only player we have capable of doing that, in his opinion. That'd be true. Sit him right behind the striker. I think that could be nice. And
Like a
Polio's
full
in the
time.
house. Yeah, exactly like
But
that.
I think he's going to give that role to Kulu because Kulu's a bit stronger than
True.
Madison.
His hold up play is
A
his hold up play is
striker.
nice.
Yeah, his hold up play, the way he nurtures the ball. But Madison, he's just best deployed as a creative to pick up the ball either deep or forward and just create because
Yeah.
that's what he's good at. And he can score goals as well. So we need him to chip in with at least 15 to 20 goals this season. And he's more than capable of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see if he pulls it off. But I agree that he's capable. I agree.
Yeah.
Scott M is telling us that dude at United that we were asking about is an 18-year-old French center back coming from Lille.
Okay.
Interesting,
Yeah.
and thank you for your info, Scott. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Polio's reminding us that Bergvall is a creative player,
Yeah.
and he's a player that I
Yeah.
forget about sometimes. I haven't
Yeah.
watched hardly anything of him except for his very last match with his previous team, and I will tell you that in that match he looked super underwhelming, But I've guessed that that's probably because he was doing everything he could not to get injured because he knew he was coming. You know what I mean? So he wasn't really going into 50-50s. He wasn't fighting for the ball, but I think there's probably a reason for that. So I'm willing to write that off.
That one slide.
Yeah. Yep. Vindaloo is saying that Tony, Eze, Chiesa, and Zubamendi is what we could do with. Man, quality and bargains or a risky Neto, but the valuation for Neto is crazy. Man, if we got Vindaloo, bro, if we got Tony, Eze, Chiesa, and Zubamendi, shoo, we'd be flying, man. I wouldn't say a bad thing about Levy ever again, probably if we got that.
That's 4 excellent players, and if we add Neto into the bargain as well, because Neto's one of those players, he's injury prone, right? But come to first and we'll protect you.
wrap him up in bubble wrap or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the bloody training ground's blimmin' luxury, isn't it? He could just chill out. Because what's his name? Jose Mourinho said he didn't even want to go home because the pillows and the beds at the training ground were better.
That's awesome. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly. Just let him swim in a pool like Ledley King, just do that, come play because he's a great player when he's on. That's for sure.
Ledley King's an ambassador, so he's bound to bump into him, isn't he?
Exactly. Tom's pointing out that we could have had Eden Hazard. That's another one that got away. Yeah, that was all because of that dumb bull crap with us finishing 4th, but Chelsea winning the Champions League. That was bad.
I know.
Shame. Look at this. We could have had Skriniar and bought Rodon instead. Yeah, man. But I will tell you this. With Rodon, I don't think he got a fair shake. I think he's a better defender than we got credit for. And we got Archie Gray because of him. So don't forget that.
He'll have a good career at Chelsea because Graham Roberts, when I was in the La Banqueting Suite, the Royal Banqueting Suite, which is opposite the Spurs ground, he said to me, he is championship level. He did say that. And I trust Graham Roberts because he evaluated Rodon. He said he's a very good player, but he is championship level. He won't make the grade at Premiership level. But it remains to be seen because he's still young. He's still learning the game. He's a Welsh international and he's played very well for Wales, right? So you never know with players. They do mature at a later date and then they get better and better, you
Yeah,
know. So,
absolutely. I agree with that, and I think that he'll do a job. He'll do a good job for Leeds, and if he comes up with them, I don't know. I
yeah,
think that he's a good defender. He didn't fit in here, obviously. Who knows what the reasons were? If it was all
yeah,
play or if it was maybe attitude stuff. It's hard to be
yeah.
sure about that. Um,
True.
yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
like that. I didn't know this happened. But Audio Artisan, he's got the inside track on letters sent to
yes.
Glenn Hoddle.
He wrote Glenn Hoddle a letter to say no thanks. I love it. He sounds like he was nice about it at least.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine if Rivaldo had come here
How
and then
dare
hey,
he say no thanks to Tottenham Hotspur? Come on,
right,
Ronaldo,
exactly,
you're still
exactly.
alive.
So and then we've got our resident Solomon fan in the house, and I'm so sorry that I
Woo!
cannot remember your name. Alan told me how to pronounce that one day, and I've already forgot. So hey, if you want to tell me in the chat how to pronounce your name, so I don't do this anymore, that would be lovely because I feel really really bad for not knowing. Um, and then we've got Polio saying that Levy has stepped back. Interesting,
Ooh.
interesting. I hope you're right.
Yeah,
I
he
hope you're
stepped
right.
one back. He stepped one back
He
and
stepped.
2 steps forward.
Yeah, maybe, Polio. Hey, but glad to have you here, man.
Okay,
Um,
so maybe
yeah,
that's his PR man.
could be. Is Levy paying you? Are you on the books, Polio?
Come
What do you get?
on,
What is he paying you?
this be Avenue.
Oh, look at this. Jess is showing love, saying, "Come
Woo!
on, you Spurs!" And then
Come on, you
good luck
Spurs.
this season. Hopefully, a trophy incoming. Big up, Jess.
Oh, yeah, that would be so lovely. We've been starved, Jesse.
We
We're
we
like,
have.
we've got the trophy jitters.
Honestly, we do. And then we've got Polio saying just Mikey Moore. Watch him. He will watch him go. He will be great. I don't know much
Yeah,
about Mikey Moore.
we've
Have
got
you
so
seen him?
many youngsters. Mikey Moore is absolutely brilliant. So
Yeah.
is Tyrese Hall. So is Niall John. I love Niall John. I think he's a fabulous little player. And then we've got Donnelly, who's absolutely brilliant as well. And in defence, we've got Dorrington, who's injured at the moment, but he's a fabulous defender. Can bring the ball out like Alan Hansen used to do. And
Yeah.
that's paying him a big compliment because Alan Hansen was my favourite defender, even better than all the Spurs defenders. I loved him. He was
Dang.
fabulous for Liverpool. Yeah. If you watch him on YouTube, Alan Hansen, he was brilliant. He was like, he was a defender, but he was also like a midfielder because he started off in the midfield when he was up in Scotland. And then Liverpool deployed him as a defender, and he was because he had all the skill of a midfielder. When he was bringing the ball out, he was
That's actually a
brilliant.
really good idea. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
you you, you have a more ball playing center back that way because you've
yeah.
taken them from it. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. That's a good
Even
move.
Maldini, the great Maldini, said how brilliant Alan Hansen is.
Wow.
That's a big compliment as
I
well.
was gonna say, yeah, you can't get much better of a recommend. You know what I mean? Of a
I
person talking
know.
about you there. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
This comment from Audio Artisan says it hurts my soul that Dembele never got to play in our new stadium, and
I
he's crying.
know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Maybe
Dembele
we
was
could do a friendly and invite Dembele to play,
he would
like a
still
charity
I think he
thing.
would still dance through everybody. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone would be able to get the ball off of him still.
he's
So
brilliant.
big up
What
Audio.
a
Yeah,
player.
Dembele is probably my favorite Spurs player of all time. It's for me at
Yeah.
least that I've seen in my lifetime. Uh,
Yeah, because he was just as good as Glenn Hoddle in one aspect, but I just think Glenn Hoddle just had a little bit more je ne sais quoi. That's what I call it. He just he just could pin a ball 60 yards right, and he could chop a ball. You know when you chop it and it spins back at the player, so he can
yes,
slide onto it. He was so brilliant, Glenn Hoddle. But
Kane
Dembele,
Kane hits
the
a couple of
nearest
those.
thing I've ever seen. Is the nearest thing, and that's a really big compliment because I love Dembele as well. What a
Yeah.
great player!
Oh my God, too good, too great.
Yeah,
And then look, Jesse says his name was Frank. Frank Gray
Frank
was
Gray, Frankie Gray. That's it. Bloody
big
hell,
up,
they're all
Jess.
brilliant footballers. The Gray boys, fabulous.
And I think everyone who was underwhelmed with that signing I don't know. I don't want to tell anybody how to feel because that's not fair. Feel
Yeah.
however you would like. But I just want to say I think you'll be pleasantly surprised whenever you see the kid play. I
He's
really,
a
really
true
do.
footballer. He's a footballer in the footballing sense, because he's got all the attributes to make it, right? So I'm really excited to watch him put on our shirt and stride out, and his dad,
Yeah.
his mum and dad, and loads of Leeds fans will come down and watch him, I'm sure,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they'll be crying at
They're a
Leeds. They love
proper
him.
footballing family. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So guys, I just want to let everybody know, Ellie too. I got 30 more minutes, and I got to go to
Yes.
my doctor's appointment. But I want to get through a couple more comments too. Shem Tan says he's tired of hearing about how Ange always wins in his second season. Spurs is everyone's jinx club. Man, you might be right. The thing is, though, I think that had Mourinho been allowed to stay, I think he would have got a trophy here. We were talking
Yeah.
about that. So I mean, yeah.
It's because Shintan, he has had a very good second season, so we have to hold on to something as Spurs
We
fans.
need we need
We
some
need
hope.
it.
We need
We
some
need
hope,
some
Shamtan.
hope.
Come on.
Come on,
We're
don't take it away
we're
from us,
grasping at
Shintan.
anything that we can here. We're holding on to a
Come on.
thread.
Yeah,
So let us have this, Shamtan. Come on.
yeah. Let's just
Um,
have this one.
Daniel though says he's not accepting the Euros and Copa America being on as an excuse for our crap transfer window so far. We're slow every year to do business. Um, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Not a
It
whole lot
better,
to.
it better get better in terms of getting ready now players
Yeah,
and Premiership proof. And we do
absolutely.
need a striker because our strikers, the highest striker, and he's not even a striker, was Sonny with 17 goals.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we need
Not good
another
enough.
player to score 20, 25, and another winger to score at least 15 to 20 so that we can be right up there. You need to score more
I
than 88 goals to compete,
Yeah,
and
or
Arsenal
or or
scored
have or I
91
guess
in
have the
20.
tightest defense ever. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah,
you
oh,
not allowed,
cool. But I
keeping
can't,
keeping clean sheets every game, but I don't see that happening.
yeah. No, we have improved defensively, and I saw when Dragusin played as right back, it was really good, and I think he can push Porro forward and let Dragusin do the right back work.
Shemtan says we can say that he wins in his second season once more the whole season. That's only when we're allowed to say it.
I do a
Big up, Shemtan.
sham.
You're a good dude. I love you, Shemtan. Uh,
Yeah.
and then Pranvat is in the house. Pranvat, our resident Man
Hey,
United fan, in the house. Um,
yes,
he's
hello.
got some news for us. Big up
You won a
Pranvat.
cup. You won a trophy, so we can't criticise you.
We cannot. I want to, but we
No,
can't. Shemtan's sorry, Pranvat's a great dude. Shemtan's a great dude. But Scott is saying that that's a window of a team that wants to win, and he's talking about what Vindaloo said up here with
yeah,
those that list of amazing players. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Tony, Eze, Chiesa, Zubamendi, uh, and maybe a Neto in there. Yeah, that is a team that
yeah.
wants. That is a team that
That's
wants
the
to win
team with
something.
intent. If we get
Absolutely.
all those five players, right, and then we also, I would add getting what's his name, Blahovic. I
Oh
would love him.
snap! Yeah, he's a great
He's
player.
such
I
a
think
he's such a brilliant player.
he's a
And
unit.
all right, he didn't have a brilliant season for Juventus, but that was his. He still scored goals, but
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
like a top season. But that's why next season he has to prove something.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
I think we can get him on I don't want to say a cut rate price, but I think that his poor season last season might make him more affordable.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, that's something.
And
Um
Juventus were going through turmoil last season, so there was a lot of ups
yeah,
and downs at the club and lots of conspiracy theories and everything like that. So they were a very disjointed club last season. So, and it does affect the players. It does. So
definitely.
I just want to get him and Ivan Tony. That would be fantastic.
That would be unreal. I don't know what we would
I
do.
know.
We never had
Come
it's been a
on,
while.
come
It's
on,
been a
then
while
make
since
it
we've had that
happen.
much striking talent.
You
We've
know?
had it though. I remember back when we had, Defoe, Keane, Berghoff,
Yeah.
yeah. So what else we got here? So Pranvat's telling us that they got Xerxes and also Euro. Yeah, man, you guys are doing
Lenny
business. You guys are doing
Euro.
business.
Who
Uh,
is he? Lenny Euro. Is he French then?
I
Euro.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what they were saying. A young French guy, 18 years old.
Okay.
Um, and
Yeah.
Daniel's saying we'll be lucky if we even see one of those four signed for us. Yeah, I mean, it's looking that way. It's looking that way, and it's looking like Eze is going to be the
I'd
one, man.
like to get at least two or three of those.
I would too. I would too, and I
Yeah.
really hope so. Um, so Kovacic apparently said he was open to coming to Spurs too, and then we've all seen how that happened. Um,
Yeah.
and then look at this. Jess said she's looking forward to watching the game against Hearts tonight. Hopefully see
No.
Greg get some game time. And that brings me to this. So
Yeah.
guys, friendly on later today. What player or players are you most excited to see? And Ellie,
Mm.
I will ask you that. Is there a player that you're most
Well,
excited to see tonight?
if we're playing the youngsters, because the team sheet hasn't come out yet, I believe. If we're playing the youngsters, I want to see Archie Gray and Bergvall in particular. And
Yes.
I also want to see Don Lee and Mikey Moore if he gets a run out, and Dane Scarlett, because I absolutely adore Dane Scarlett. I've been watching him since he was 8 years old at the club, and I've seen him develop, and he's built up now. He's a proper man size, and I think he's going to be a hit at Spurs. And he really does work hard at his game as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new goalie as well. I think it's not the new goalie, but the one who plays for the under 21s. It's the Irish boy.
Oh yeah, I know. What the hell can't I
Oh,
remember
what's
his
his
name?
name? Josh Keeley.
Keeley.
Josh Keeley.
Keeley.
Josh
Yeah.
Keeley. And then the other guy is what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Um,
What position?
the goalkeeper, the one who plays in the under 18s, and then he got promoted to the under 21. Um,
That's another one. I can't. I don't know. I can't. I don't want to pretend. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get
um, oh,
caught
it'll
talking about.
come to me. It will come to me. It begins
Yeah,
with, I think it begins with M,
but
but
you're
it'll
excited.
come
You're
to me.
excited to see the youngins. You're excited to see the young
Yeah,
boys. See
Gunter.
what they've
It's
got to
geez,
offer.
sorry, it's Gunter. Yeah, I've just remembered
You
because
got it.
sometimes the
See,
brain goes a bit dead. Gunter,
mine
yeah,
too.
he's a
Mine
very,
too.
very good goalie. Yeah. So I hope
Absolutely.
they give them a run in rather than Vicario, you know, because
Yeah.
Vicario, we know he's going to be number one. We know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That would be great. That would be great. Audio Artisan saying Ash Phillips is a player that he's looking forward to seeing. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
We
about
we
Ashton.
kind of forget
Yeah,
about those defenders that
I
we've added to the
know.
squad. I
Yeah,
think honestly, if you take a step back, Ellie, and you look at our team, you look at the players that we've brought in already. I think you have to count those defenders as new players because we haven't seen
oh,
them in the first team
definitely.
at all. So we've got two more defenders to add to our list of already
Yeah,
a quality. I think a pretty stacked defense, honestly, with our center backs. I know that we've only got three quality, but I think Ash Phillips can fill in as that fourth.
yeah.
Or yeah,
He's
yeah,
massive, isn't he? I think he's 6 foot
yeah.
four.
He's a
He's built
unit.
like a tank, and he's a very, very good defender.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And so I think if you look at that, then you look at Bergvall, you look at Archie Gray.
yeah.
I don't think it's been that terrible. I don't think our fucking sorry again language Werner obviously is a player
The F
that's come in.
word.
I know that he's not cream of the crop best player ever, but you got to kind of admit that last season he was the player that was doing the most. You know what I mean? On the wing, I think he was our most effective player on the wing last season, which is scary to say, and it says a lot about how bad our wing play was.
Yeah,
But he was the only player that was doing that thing where he would get to the byline and then fizz across and you know what I mean, right across the face of goal. If we had a proper
yeah,
striker, they would have been putting those in. I'm not
yeah,
saying that he's a great player, but I think his assist number would have been a lot higher had we had an actual striker that could finish off
yeah.
those chances that he
And
did
also,
create.
Kulu's assist would have been a lot higher if we had the better striker.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Kula did have a good he did have a good
no
habit
one
of
was
finding
sitting
his
on
way
the end
there.
of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. So I do you're right. Everybody's right. We need a striker terribly, but I think I personally think that we're going to get a striker and a winger, and that's going to be it this season. So I think
well,
maybe Eze and a striker because I think they think Bergvall that's going to strengthen
I
our
think the
midfield.
striker's more important because we got wingers who can score, maybe not enough, but we haven't seen much of Solomon and he's back. So let's see what happens. Postecoglou will know. If he want, I think he does need a striker though, because we need to put the ball away. It's not worth doing all the pretty football and then you've got no one to finish it.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, so Vice is on holiday, so probably Austin will start as we have him on a 5-year contract. I forgot that Austin did get a new
Oh
Brandon
yeah,
Austin did get a
yeah.
new contract. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Brandon Austin, yeah. He
that's a
might
good point.
even start tonight then, because
Yeah,
he's probably ahead of Gunter and Josh Keeley, isn't he? In the
I
picking
would
and
think so.
stuff. He'll
Yeah,
be our number two. Yeah,
especially with that big old contract. Yeah, good call there, Shem. Uh,
yeah.
Vindaloo says tonight will show if Ange will adapt. Hearts ain't bad. Even with rotation, should be a good game. I'm excited. It
Yeah.
starts 30 minutes after my workday, but I'll just have it playing on another screen.
Yeah, just forget you're working. Just say,
Yeah,
"Hi, I'm sick."
I've thought about it. I've thought about it. I've done that on game days before.
Yeah,
So Alfie Devine is who
yeah.
Audio
Oh
Artisan's looking
yeah,
forward
I'll
to
be
seeing.
fine.
I hope we see him. See, there's so many young players. I don't have like Spurs play and don't watch a lot of the U21 matches. I'm gonna change that this season. But yeah,
Yeah, we've
I don't
got to
know
get
enough about the youngins.
we've got to get our. Sorry to cut across you, Colin.
No, you're
I
good.
didn't
You're
mean
good.
that. No, I didn't mean it. But I just feel we've got to get our loans, our youngsters loaned out properly this season, because last season was a disaster.
Yeah, I
And
think
we
we
weren't
hindered the
putting
growth
any
of some of our
emphasis at the
players.
club. Yeah, it's just that
Yeah,
we didn't put any emphasis on the clubs that they were going to, that they should really be playing our player, because he needed the experience and they weren't getting a look in most of the time. Alfie Devine started it very well, and then he was getting substituted or being put on the bench, and you wonder why. Right, okay, they're not quite ready for the big time yet, but if they're going to be ready, they have to get game time, and get experience with grown men.
yeah,
So it's not such a shock when they come to the Premiership, because it
absolutely.
can eat you alive, the Premiership, can't it?
It can. A lot of players don't make the jump, for sure.
Yeah,
The jump up in quality and yeah.
yeah.
So real quick, so since we're getting very close to the end, when I've got to go,
Ah,
I want to
okay.
ask. So we're talking about trophies, right?
Yeah,
And why we haven't won any, whether we're going to. You remember as well as I that whenever they were talking about the new stadium and destroying our beloved White Hart Lane, to create this new stadium, it was talked about in a way that it was supposed to bring us trophies. It was supposed to
yeah.
help us close the gap with other teams. It was supposed to allow us to spend in the market like other teams do. Uh,
Yeah.
do you think that we were lied to about that? Kind of like so everybody will
Yeah.
tell you that the objective of Levy and Co is that they just want to make more money and to property development, but it's all about
Yeah.
money at the end of the day for them.
Yeah.
They're all and I wonder if they do you think they care if Spurs win any
The,
trophies?
the clue is in their name, Colin. Enoch Investment Company, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes, they're
yeah,
investors. They look after their investors, and they've invested in Tottenham Hotspur Football Club because we've had a fabulous football name, and they've taken us to the depths of where we're known as a club that makes money and doesn't win trophies, and we want to reverse that. No, we still want to make the money, but we want to reverse it so that the money makes us successful on the football pitch. And we have been blinded, but I still think they can get it right. I still think there's hope, right? Because if they're bringing the money and they're making it successful, that bodes well. As long as they give that money to the footballing side and make sure that everybody's on the same page when it comes to trying to recruit the players, yeah, and get
yeah,
the players in quick for the manager so that he can work with them. Don't leave it to the last minute like they've done in the past. Well, we're waiting, and then there's somebody outside Spurs' ground from Sky Sports reporting, and then invariably the transfer that we thought was going to go through doesn't go through, and then we get two unknowns. We've got to Google them, like Danny Rose says. Who's this?
yeah,
And it's a very big disappointment because they've let the fans down, and it's like they don't care. They care about the business side of things, and they have to do a really good PR exercise now to get the fans back on board, because the fans their resolve is wearing thin. Yeah, and a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, for
fans are
everybody. Yeah,
on the verge of erupting.
yeah.
And you can feel it, like if everything goes hunky dory this season and we start off really well, it will be
Everybody
like,
will calm down, and
yeah, everybody will calm down, even the staunchest sleevey outers. But the
yeah,
staunchest sleevey outers want the best for the club.
exactly. Everybody. That's the
We
thing.
get a
We
bad
all kind
rap.
of view each other as enemies almost. The people that
Yeah,
see
we're not
things a little
enemies.
differently.
We all want
No,
the same thing.
yeah, 100%, 100%. And I hope that we can bridge the gap and all kind of become friends. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like there's some animosity sometimes between people that are Levy out and
Yeah,
people that
it
aren't.
shouldn't be. Because we
No,
all want our
no,
club to be successful, right? And
exactly.
if it means that Levy's got to step down and let somebody else take the reins and let them have a try, you know?
Yeah,
Because at the
absolutely.
moment, 1 in 24 is not a really very good track record.
It's really not. It's really
It,
not, especially when there's
it
multiple
counts.
chances, multiple trophies to win per season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah,
I just hope they can turn it around. If
same.
it's with Levy or if it's with another gentleman or lady, whoever takes charge of
Maybe
Spurs,
maybe we need a lady in charge. That maybe that's the key there. You know?
if it's the right lady, look at Karen Brady. She's been very successful.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
she's a
sure.
good lady. And she's a lady amongst many, many men, and she's held her own, and she's got a
Yeah,
lot of respect in the business community as well as the
definitely.
footballing community. She's
And that's hard
raised
to get.
the
That's really hard to get because
leader.
I feel like even
Everything.
on I mean even if you look at YouTube, I feel like it's hard for women to get harder for women to
Yeah,
get involved. You know, so
I
yeah,
know.
she's killing it. She's doing a
Definitely.
great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Big up to all the ladies doing Spurs
I
YouTube and
know.
big up
Yeah.
to all the ladies in the
And big
world,
up to
all the
Mia.
moms, all the
Big up
ladies.
to Mia because she left YouTube recently, but I spoke to her yesterday and we had a lovely chat. Like
She
me
good?
and Mia do. She's good. She's
Okay, good.
happy. That's the main thing. She's happy.
Everyone, yeah,
And if she
exactly.
decides to come back on the show or do her own show in the future again, that's her choice at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a great lady. I love Mia. She's you know what, we've had our arguments, but it's mainly over Hoybier. Right, because she thinks he's shit and I think he's good. So, listen, at the end of the day, it's her choice, and I'm big up to her because she had a great channel there, Spurs Between the Lines.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't
yeah,
believe she stopped. Hopefully someday she comes back. And I get it though. I get
yeah.
it. I take breaks myself. It gets tiring after a while.
And then there's Kate. Kate's fantastic as well. Just a girl love Spurs, my mate.
Definitely. She
And she's
gets
doing
she
a charity stream very soon, and she's
Yeah,
invited me to go on it. So
that's
I'm going to
awesome.
accept.
I need
I
to
like,
ask I need to ask if I
yeah.
can have a small snippet of time. That would be really
Me and
fun.
Kate had a very good chemistry, yeah. So I'm glad I'm going to be on the charity stream. I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah,
and it's for a brilliant cause as well.
absolutely, absolutely.
And Mickey
And look
Haggard,
at we got Chris Lonnie in the house.
Chris
I
Loney,
know. Oh my God,
yes,
how does she?
come
Yeah,
on.
Chris Lonnie though says he wants to see Regulon, Phillips, and Spence in the mix. Interesting. I can't tell if you're serious or not. I know Hearts won't want their team to lose or qualify for a lesser European competition or obsess over their rivals instead of growing a pair. I feel like this is a veiled this is good. Chris Lonnie, I like this. There's some unpacking to
Yeah,
do with this one. Um but yeah, it'll be
yeah,
a good
good
match.
comment.
Yeah, it is a very
Yeah,
good comment. Very good comment,
Regulon,
Chris.
Phillips and Spence. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put them out there. Let the world see what they can do. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe get them out. Whoa, James Love Spurs jumped in right at the end
Woo!
here. Got like 9 minutes to go. James, big up, Ellie. So I don't have a keeper West Ham, but what I can do is I can play this theme song for you, so you at least
Yeah,
get that.
come on.
Yeah. All right, all right. And then Chris says many, if not most, Spurs online so-called fans let the team down with their lack of football intelligence in support of City. Interesting. Interesting, Chris. Uh, I wish I had more time. If I wish I had more time, I'd let you come on. I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You got stuff to say today, buddy. And I like it.
Where's
I
Chris
like it, Chris.
Peters? He's not in the chat yet, is he?
No, but big up Chris Peters. Chris Peters is a
Yeah,
great
Chris
guy.
Peters is a
If
good
you see this,
guy.
Chris, big love, man. He's like the number one
Chris Better
supporter of my channel.
Football as well. Chris Better
Yes,
Football.
Yes,
Or
big up to Chris
Christian.
Meta Football. Big up to
Yeah.
everybody. Who else? Who else we got?
We've got
Of course, Jess. Jess is in the house.
Ben Kaufman. Come
Ben
on.
Kaufman,
What
Coffee
you doing?
Company. He might be
Yeah.
streaming right now. So
Yeah. Get
yes.
over to Ben.
Yeah, go watch Ben. We're ending. We're ending
He's
here.
fantastic.
I'm trying to see if I missed any good comments
I
because I
think he
did
was
have to
doing
skip.
Brewing Bollocks today.
Oh
I
snap!
love that show. It's
That's a
so
great one.
funny. You got
Yes.
you got Karen or Darren. That's fantastic. And then Eltel Cockerell. We're streaming. And then don't forget to mention Talk and Ball.
Oh yes,
Come
guys.
in, Talk
Talking
and Ball.
Talking Ball, my channel. I'll get that in the comments. Good idea.
Nothing got
Good
you
idea. And
better.
then if everyone could do me a favor, I have this dumb YouTube channel. I'm actually gonna put this one in the thing. Um I like anime. It's Japanese animation. They have like shows. And
Yeah,
I'm really into it and I like talking about it. And I'm trying to make a channel where I talk about that and do live streams when like new
nice.
episodes and stuff comes out. But you have to have 50 subscribers before you can do a live stream.
Okay.
And I'm only at like 37. So if
Hmm.
everybody could help me out, I'm putting it in the chat right now. Even if you don't like it, just subscribe and then just like hide it or something. You know what I mean? Just
Colin,
don't. Yeah.
my nephew, he does Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. I love that.
I'll send him your link and tell him to put it in his shop because he's got a shop called the Brotherhood
Oh
of
my
Games.
God, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell him
Perfect.
because they're all into Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh, so they'll be into Japanese animation as well.
Yeah, that's
Those Yu-Gi-Oh
wonderful.
cards are awesome.
They are. They are. There's a lot of money in that too. That's expensive
Yeah,
stuff.
there is. He's getting quite wealthy.
Yeah, I
He's
bet. I
just done
bet.
a massive extension in his shop in South London.
Shoot.
Anybody who lives in South London or thereabouts, Brotherhood of Games, my nephew Michael Loizu, I'll give him a plug.
Do it. Yeah. What's it called
Yeah,
again?
it's called Brotherhood of Games.
That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
and he does
Everybody,
all
if you,
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that
I wish,
thing.
man, I wish I had known while I was there. It's okay. I'll be back. I'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Honestly, when you come again, I'll take you there. Honestly,
Perfect.
I
I
will
can't wait.
take you.
I cannot wait. We're already planning the next one, Ellie. I want you to know we're
Yeah,
already
because
planning.
you went to Dublin and Amsterdam, didn't you, as well?
Yes, and
Ah,
it was wild. It was wild. We actually in
nice.
Ireland, we actually went. We didn't go to Dublin. We went to just County Kerry and went to like a really small little place like
Ah,
on the coast.
you went to County Kerry. That's where my sister-in-law's from.
Really, that's where
Sister-in-law
our
Kate,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where we came from too. My
Oh my
Irish side of the
God,
family. So we went there to kind of like see the homeland and see,
nice.
yeah,
My
yeah.
brother Aggie's married to Kate. Her name was Kate O'Sullivan before. And
Okay,
she's
my
from
grandmother
Kerry.
was a O'Connor. So
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, cool
It's either
stuff.
O'Toole, O'Connor, or O'Sullivan.
It was a great time. I almost got to run into John Fitzpatrick, who's also in the chat a lot.
Yeah,
Fitzy, we missed each
Irish
other
boy.
just by this much. He was in Spain and he arrived back in Ireland the day that I left Ireland, and so we just missed each other. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You
big up
should
to
have
John Fitzpatrick.
you should have swerved down to Kildare and met Dave Harris as well.
I should
Down to
have, but
Kildare.
but now I understand. I know more. I'm more comfortable. So when I go back, I can see
Yeah.
more people. And I got used to driving on the other side of the road, Ellie. I drove the whole time we were there. I was
Oh
driving.
no.
So
Yeah.
I did a pretty good job. I only scraped the car against a stone wall one time, just
I know how
barely.
you feel. It's like when me and my husband went Kefalonia and they drive on the other side of the road.
Oh
And it
yeah,
was like very scary because we had a villa 400 feet up in the mountains. So it was like very scary.
yeah,
Like
it's
this
scary.
goes up to
And the roads are like
oh,
one lane. It's like one lane
I know,
width.
it's just one
It's like
lane and the cars come from the other side. And you think, how do they not fall off the mountain?
yeah, and the round corners and yeah.
I
Whenever I was in
know.
Italy, they
Where's it
honk their
going?
horn. They just like lay on the horn real hard as they're going through a corner,
Yeah,
so that everyone on the other side knows there's somebody coming. It's crazy.
I
Um,
know. It's like
but
you hold your life in the driver's hands.
yeah, my mom was so scared the entire time. She was
Angela
terrified.
freaked out. Angela was like gone. She was like
Yeah,
the ultimate
just
drama queen. She just couldn't handle it. She goes, oh. She was like panicking.
Vindaloo says got to go. Peace out. We're about to go too, Vindaloo.
Peace out,
Um,
Vindaloo.
and then Cockney Johnny Vasco, aka Johnny Bethnal
I love
Green.
that.
Big up the Paddies, Colin Griffin, and Cotters of Skibbereen. Man, I feel like,
Ooh,
yeah,
lovely.
you just got
Skibbereen.
real Irish on me, man. But yeah, yep. Appreciate you, Johnny. It's always good to have you here, my guy. And thank you for yeah, everything, man.
Yeah.
He's a good dude
Up
as
the
well.
Irish. Up the
Yes,
Irish.
up the Irish for sure.
Yeah.
And then yeah. So oh yeah, Darren West subbed, Jess subbed. Appreciate you guys. We're climbing. I'm climbing up there. Yeah, and again, there is the link if anyone wants to help me out. But guys, with that being said,
Send
hopefully
that to my WhatsApp.
we'll do. I absolutely will.
Yeah.
And guys, there's a whole bunch of dumb stuff on there right now. Please don't judge me. I made a bunch of shorts that are really stupid. So just
You're
don't
funny. Please don't judge me. Please don't judge me.
But guys, so we talked about trophies a little bit today. Will Spurs win a trophy this season, Ellie? Do you think we're going to break the curse and win a trophy this season?
We've got to do it for Kuva. We've got to do the quad for Kuva because Kuva Bear, he's gone into hiding, right? And we haven't seen him for a while because of his leg. But I reckon if we win 2 out of 4, I think Kuva will be happy. And it'll have to be the League Championship and the FA Cup. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Yes, I honestly think that the Europa League's within our grasp, Ellie. I think we can do it.
Yeah, I'd like to win that one as well. But you know, the FA Cup is so special to me and my family. We love it. You know, because we were the FA Cup champions.
Yeah, look what Johnny just said.
Up to 1991, we were FA Cup champions. And then the other North London team overpassed us by 6 more.
Well, hey, Johnny Bethnal Green says it's FA Cup year. It's FA Cup year for us, isn't it? So, yes, big up. And I think with that said,
would be brilliant as well because you get Champions League.
That would see exactly.
But we haven't won the league since 1961, right? 60-61. We got to do it. And wouldn't it be great to do it under Postecoglou?
It would. In the second season, he could keep his tradition going. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, guys. But if I don't go, I'm going to be late for the doctor. So
you've got to go to the doctors.
I'm gonna play us out with the Keeper West Ham song, everybody. Woo! And yep.
I love
find it here. It's a good one, honestly. Okay, so guys, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Ellie, thank you for being here. Hang out with me.
It's been a pleasure spending time with you.
Absolutely.
And I'll make sure I'll get that over to my brother, over to my cousin, for his Brotherhood of Games.
You're so kind.
They're all like really into Japanese stuff as well, so you'll get a lot of subscribers.
I think you got me a hookup there. I really appreciate that so much. All right, everybody. But hey, come on, you Spurs. As always, what I always say, be good to yourself, be good to everybody around you, just be a good person.
Timbo would say, come on, you fucking Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs. Yes, absolutely. And Ange, we trust. And I just got something in my eye. Ouch. Okay, well, hey, everybody. It must be. But everybody, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.
Peace out.